All right, let's talk about the architecture of, well, you. Today, we're going to drop a blueprint for a successful life, connecting all the dots from our tiniest habits to our deepest relationships, all the way to our biggest career moves. And really, it all kicks off with one big foundational question. Yeah, what does build a legacy? I mean, that's the big one, isn't it? What does it really take to construct a life that has meaning, that has an impact? We often think it's got to be some huge heroic moment. But the real answer, it's actually way smaller and a lot closer to home than you'd think. It all starts right here, with just one choice. I'm not talking about some massive life-altering decision. Nope. I'm talking about something tiny. The choice to read just one more page, or make that one phone call, or even do a single push-up. This right here, this is the bedrock. And from that one tiny point, a ripple starts to spread. That little choice you made, it begins to expand outward. It starts to shape how you build trust, how you create the connections that, let's be honest, end up defining our entire lives. And then finally, all those personal habits, all those interpersonal skills, they become the actual tools you use to navigate the much bigger world of your career. See? These three layers, yourself, your relationships, and your profession, they're not separate things. They're all part of the exact same structure. Okay, so let's dig into that foundation. Part 1 of our blueprint is all about this incredible idea from James Clear's Atomic Habits. It's all about getting just a tiny, tiny bit better every single day. 1%. That's it. That's the magic number. And I know what you're thinking. It doesn't sound like much, does it? But believe me, the idea behind this is absolutely revolutionary. This isn't about some massive overnight change. It's about something way more powerful. The compounding interest of just getting a little bit better. So this whole philosophy, it totally reframes how we think about success. We usually see it as this big destination, right? A finish line we have to cross. But what if it's not that at all? What if it's actually a process? The sum of like 1,000 tiny, almost invisible choices that over time literally weave together the fabric of our destiny. And this quote from James Clear just nails it. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Think about that for a second. It's telling us to stop obsessing over the goals themselves. What really matters are the systems we build around them, the daily habits, the routines. Those are the things that carry you forward, especially on those days when motivation is just gone. Okay, so we've got these systems, but how do they go from being just our own internal thing to something bigger? Well, it's because a set of habits doesn't just change what you do, it fundamentally changes who you are. This is a huge idea, identity-based habits. So instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, you start telling yourself, I am a runner. See the difference? Every small action, every little 1% improvement is a vote for that new identity. It proves to yourself that you are that person. So true lasting change, it's not really about the goal itself. It's about becoming the kind of person who achieves that goal just as a matter of course. Okay, that's all great, but what happens when your new identity bumps up against someone else's? Because, we don't live in a bubble. Our systems, our identities, they're constantly interacting with other people. So how does that whole thing work? Well, the answer is kind of surprising. It's not really about psychology, it's about biology. And that brings us to the second layer of our blueprint, the biology of the bond. This is where things get really fascinating. We're not just talking about feelings here. We're talking about what is physically, chemically happening inside our bodies when we connect with another human being. Get this, your body is the bond. The connection you feel with someone isn't just some abstract, fuzzy idea. It's a physical, tangible, biological event. Our relationships are literally written into our hormones, our neurons, even our heartbeats. I mean, just think about it for a second. That warm feeling of trust you have with someone you love, that's not just a feeling. That's the hormone oxytocin literally rewiring your brain for safety. That rush of excitement when something great happens, total dopamine hit. And that awful, gut-wrenching feeling during a stressful argument, yeah, that's cortisol flooding your system. Our emotions are basically biochemical symphonies playing out inside of us. And this isn't a metaphor. This is actual science. When you feel empathy for someone, your brain's mirror neurons fire up as if you were going through the exact same thing yourself. It's wild. And healing from something difficult, it's not just about giving it time. Your body is physically recalibrating. And knowing this stuff isn't just a cool factoid, it's a powerful tool. It means we can consciously work to build stronger, healthier connections. Okay, so we've looked at our internal systems, our habits, we've looked at the biology of how we connect with others. Now, let's take all of that and apply it to the final layer, our professional lives. It's time to talk about the rules of the game. Because here's the thing, success at work depends on how you play the game. Richard Templar in The Rules of Work makes it super clear that just being talented or working really hard, well, it's not always enough. Professional success is a game. It has its own set of rules, and if you want to win, you gotta know how to play. And this is where the whole blueprint just clicks into place. Look at these categories here. Take self-management. Acting professionally, staying calm under pressure. That's not just some random personality trait. That is a direct result of your atomic habits, of the system you built to respond instead of just reacting. And how about relationships? Building good connections, being diplomatic. That's not just schmoozing or playing office politics. That's the real-world application of understanding the biology of trust. It's knowing that empathy literally wires you to another person. So you see, your habits and your empathy, they're the foundation for everything else. For great performance, for a solid professional reputation, it is all part of the same architecture. All right, let's bring it all home. We've looked at the atomic level, the biological level, and the professional level. Now it's time to see how they all lock together into one single, unified blueprint for success. So here it is, the complete architecture of you. Step 1. Master your atomic habits. Build that solid foundation with those 1% daily improvements. Step 2. Understand your connections. You use that foundation to wire your life with the biology of trust and empathy. And finally, step 3, navigate your world. You take all of that and you construct your career by mastering the rules of the game. See how it works? Each step builds directly on the one before it. And in the end, it all comes back to this one simple idea. A legacy isn't some giant monument you build at the very end of your life. No way. It's the sum total of every small choice, every genuine connection, and every single step you take along the way. So the blueprint is right here. It's clear. The tools are in your hands. The only real question left is the one that truly matters. What are you going to build starting today? What's that one single 1% action you're going to take right now to start building?